Okay, so I'm about to start back now. Still have our oil. Now the lye solution is cooled down somewhat. It's not as hot. And the balance of the liquid will be our pomegranate juice or pomegranate juice. I'm going to weigh that because what I did, I used only a portion of the water from what is required in the lye solution. One of the things that I'll let you know is that if you're going to be substituting some kind of juice or puree for your water, make sure that you mix your lye with at least the same amount of water as you have without the lye. So for example, if your soap recipe calls for 20 ounces of lye or caustic soda or sodium hydroxide, you need to use at least 20 ounces of water to dilute it, right? So you can play with the rest of the liquid as much as you want, but make sure that you dilute it with at least the same amount of water as you have measured or weighed with your lye solution. Lye greens. Right, so I'm gonna weigh this now to make sure that it is the amount that I want. I'm needing about 17 ounces, but if I do not have 17 ounces, I will just bring it up by adding some more water. 13, 14, 15, 16, 16.5 and I did not measure this before. This is 17. Just double checking my recipe. I have a book of recipes, all the soap recipes that I use, they're here. And yes, I only need 17 ounces. So this rest, I'm just going to leave it right there. So we have our pomegranate or lye solution. Now, I'm not going to add the juice to the lye because it will burn it. And it's best for you to add it straight to your oils and you emulsify it with your stick blender, which is what I'm going to do now. Put this out of the way because that's still a little warm and it's dangerous. All the oils and butters, they're already here and melted, so I'm just going to add my juice to it. To get out every bit of it. We're going to color this soap with our organic hibiscus powder to give it that red look. I have poured out some already here in the container. And I have this mold here for any extra soap that is left. I normally, even though my mold called for a certain amount, I normally round it up so I can have soap back left to use as samples to give to anyone that I choose. So now I'm going to emulsify this before I put in my lye solution. It has not really changed color much. There it is, still have that buttery look. To now add my hibiscus powder to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out some of the mixture and put it in this container and mix it in it first with my little coffee frotter that I have before I disperse it inside. To make sure I have enough liquid in it to disperse it. Continue. I like this color. I also have another. I use this utensil as well to take up stuff and just pour it in. very useful. useful when you're doing soaping, I find. Especially if you know, pour out too much oil and you want to take out some. This is a very useful kitchen utensil. Okay, so we have that now. I'm going to use my frotter and mix this around nicely. You can still see. Okay, let's mix. So I'm gonna put it in there now. This is very potent. Go. Put that there. Hands clean. Now I'm seeing the color coming through. Nice. Look at that. Now I'm going to add my lye solution, and I'm going to be using this spatula because I don't want it to splash, so I'm just going to pour it on it. I want it splashing. Away. Now I'm going to be doing that. Let's turn to a color that I don't like. Look at that green. I'm not so fascinated, but I think it will change back. We will see. I'm not liking this color, but I believe it will change back to a nice color when it is cured. Not cured, when after it is has saponified. So after it has saponified, I'm expecting that the color will go to something better than this. Some of the liquid because I want to do an in the pot swirl. So I'm going to pour some in this container. And I'm going to add some titanium dioxide to it. With my titanium dioxide, I'm going to add it to it. You want to make sure that it is properly dispersed in it, so you don't want any lumps. Okay. Once it has reached trace, then you can decide how you want to. If you're ready to pour, if you want light to pour at light trace, or you want to pour at, you know, a little thicker trace. Okay, so I'm liking this, so I'm gonna put that my thick line in the main batch. To add my fragrance oil, and this is a pomegranate fragrance oil, body seal. It smells so good. Smells so good. Woo. And this stick blender is not as powerful, so it's giving me more time to work with the mixture. If I were using the other one, it would have thickened up a long time ago, right? So I have a light trace here now. There we go, you can see inside the pot. Yep. This batter is doing very well. I was thinking that it would have thickened up since the lye solution was still warm, but it's doing very, very well. I'm actually surprised. So since I still have some time, I'm going to move these other items out the way so that I can do my pouring in my mold without any obstruction. Added some Jamaica ginger tea out of my tumbler that I made. I'm not going to do the in the pot swirl. I think I'm going to, since it's still running, I'm going to pour it in the mold. And this is a good, you know, when you pre-line your mold, you have it ready to be used, right? So here is the mixture. It smells really good. Leave it right there, and then I'm going to add this to it now. To leave some for the top. Maybe I can do some swirls. And then I'm going to be pouring the rest of the mixture in there. Make sure that it is even on all sides. This is beautiful. Woo. I'm not even sure if I want to touch the top. Oh, it's so beautiful, but of course, I love the texture of this soap, so I'm gonna be doing it. Alright. So as I said to you before, I have these molds that I'm just going to put the rest of my mixture in. Let me get this out of the way because I did an accident. So now going to pour the rest of my mixture in these bowls right here. Here we go. To make sure that I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah. Sometimes we can get 6 out of it. Ooh, what do you know when that happens? Okay. Alright. Still have some in there. Alright, so I'm gonna put this on the top now. Nice. And then scrape it. Yep. Nice. I'm going to try and get out as much of the soap out of this container as possible. Because it's my soap, and I don't want to waste it. I'm gonna add some to this one. That's 3. This will be number 4. Good job. Nice. So, other spatula that gives me more leverage. This one has like a cup, so I can easily just take up and pour. So, now I'm going to take my spoon. Hopefully it has set up a bit. I can do some designs. Tractors or something on top of it. Remember that when you wipe your soap, when you're going to do your cleaning of your stuff, this is soap, so it will just wash right out. That's why I do not use too much hand towel anymore, because when I'm washing my containers, I just use this very cloth and just wash it up as well. And so this is pomegranate soap. Beautiful. So we'll come back for the cut tomorrow.